With the basic structures in place, we can now consider in a fresh way what it means to be human. As we know, everything has a particular genetic pattern. Consciousness of the human type could not exist without human biology. The underlying structures of cosmic science are electronic in nature. This cosmic electricity permeates every detail in the universe. Cosmic science tells us that the preliminary origin of the life of the biological human entity relies on two patterns: the electroconductive behavioral pattern and the metabolic pattern. According to cosmic science, in the initial formation of each being, the fifth-dimensional entity deposits copies of two patterns within the entity at the time of birth. Gene is defined as a capsule or quanta of energy around which is coiled a Mertenica Vidica. Mertenica is the interaction of four partons creating an electronic line of force, with multiple recordings impressed into it. These gene recordings represent the particular karmic programs that the entity is born with. After these lines of force are engraved, the Mertenica Vidica lines dissolve, leaving an imprint, genetic pattern, in the ovum. That genetic pattern is the basis of the creation of an entity, possessing both a third and fourth dimensional form. These genetic recordings are then inserted into the third and fourth dimensional entity by the fifth dimensional spirit guide between 1 and 4 days after insemination. This indicates that the fifth dimensional guide is already in place at the etheric level even before the formation of the third and fourth dimensional entities. This is also affirmed in the Quran. Anything that happens on earth or to you has already been recorded, even before the creation. 57:22. Once the new embryonic being has been established with its genetic pattern, it takes 7 months in the womb for the mind to form and become conscious. Once the embryo of the child is formed, then two other patterns come into play. 1. The electroconductive behavioral pattern, the overall configuration of the structure of the body. 2. The metabolic pattern, controls vegetative life and the autonomic functions as well as the parton, the 6 types of electricity. These programs are derived from the Akashic records and are determined in accord with the karmic disposition of the parents, as well as of the intention of the divine plan to create another entity at a particular moment in time. In this way, we see that we are all part of a vast master program. Let us look more closely at this process of human conception. As we mentioned earlier, what is recorded in the Mertenica Vidica lines refers to karmic records placed by the fifth dimensional entity into the gene when the sperm has fertilized the egg. This means that at the moment of conception, a modification of the electrical charges is effected within the egg. Due to the penetration of the spermatozoid, the genes of both are distended by the force of Rang, activating the chemioforce, static, to remove the egg from the walls. Dum is the force that attracts the spermatozoid. Is this the same Rang that occurs at the beginning of creation when two inharmonic forces meet? Is the primal Rang recreated at the point when the spermatozoid hits the ovum, bringing a new creation? In the radial universe model, the primal Rang is archetypal and recorded in the universal hologram as the necessary factor for creation of any new phenomenon. This accounts for the dissociate factor that accompanies the emergence of any unpredicated phenomenon physically, socially, and psychically. In a truly profound way, genuine creation begins with disassociation. After fertilization, the distended Mertenica lines are gathered in their respective places by the formation of the genetic pattern, consisting of the groupings of quanta in precise articulations. 48 hours from the moment of fertilization of the egg, the totally constituted entity of a size of 2.5 centimeters is created and fixed with particular characteristics of the new being. After coming into contact with the incipient amniotic fluid, the Mertanica lines release their initial engravings, degenerating through slowly developing substances. This genetic pattern gives rise to the simultaneous formation of two biological entities, the I, third-dimensional self, and the it, fourth-dimensional other. The biological entity is only one part of three that constitute the entire being, third, fourth, and fifth-dimensional. The fifth-dimensional being is the pure electronic level, or the superior I or higher self. This superior I is also referred to as the guardian angel. It is the entity of control guiding the soul in its cycles of learning through the numerous possibilities of the law of karma-dharma. The point of cosmic science is to connect the third and fourth dimensional selves so that the fifth dimensional entity can manifest. The I has a stabilizing counterpart in the it, which equilibrates and stabilizes the life of the I with that of the it in such a manner that equilibrium is accomplished within the electroconductive field of the two entities. The it is the voice of the higher guide that is always suggesting possibilities and issuing warnings.